Hello everyone, I am Ovinandan Pal, and today in this video I will discuss IMDb movie analysis. Alright, so IMDb or Internet Movie Database is an online database that has all the required information about movies or any podcasts or television shows, video games, all these things. So it has all the data. Now, why we do IMDb movie analysis? Okay, so movie analysis on this dataset gives us insights like what are the factors that are crucial for a movie to get into the top 250 IMDb movie lists. Okay, then we can also find out which actors or actresses or directors gets high ratings in comparison to other directors or actresses. Also we can find out what is the genre that is currently trending, okay, so that we can understand, okay, if this is the genre of a new movie, it is likely to get much views or much ratings as well. Also we can also understand that how long a typical movie should be so that it keeps the interest among the users. And also it can give you insights like sentiment analysis through the review section of this IMDb dataset, or also we can give the recommendation to a user if they have watched certain movie. Depending on the similarity between the plot keywords or the genres, we can recommend them. Okay, you can use this one. So for recommendation analysis, we can also use IMDb dataset. So it has so many use cases. Now, in this particular case study, we are given some problems to us, like to find out why do movies with high budget tend to have good rating, why does better production quality tend to have higher rating, which actors or actresses gets good rating from the users, and how big a factor genre is. Also, depending on duration, we have to do analysis. So mainly we will be doing analysis on genre, duration, language, directors, and budget. Okay, so these are the things that we'll be doing in this particular project. Now, first of all, the data set that was given to us, okay, before that, the main thing that I have used is Excel, because this is the requirement that was specified by the client. So I have used Excel for this particular project. We can use Python's pandas package as well for this, but for this particular one, I have used Excel. And I've used some statistic knowledge also, like the correlation, mean, mode, median, average, all these things I have used for some particular analysis. And for creating this report, I have to use PowerPoint. Okay, now the data set that was given to us was this, and as you can see it is already very cluttered. Okay, the required analysis, you cannot find the column very easily, like, okay, here it is, the movie title is up here, which should be at the first column, right? It's obvious it should be at the first column. Irrelevant data are at the starting, like this Facebook likes and all those things as the first, at the very beginning. IMDb score is here, so it's already very much cluttered. So first thing that I did was to transform it into a readable format where movie title, IMDb, year, language, duration, directors, actors, all these important columns are put together at the starting, and less relevant or less useful columns are put at the last of it. Now, after that was done, when I am ready with my data set, I had three main things to be done at the very beginning. To first one was to remove the handle the duplicate values. Okay, so I figured out that some movies like Ben Hur is repeated thrice, Spider-Man is repeated twice. So there are actually 126 rows that were repeated like this based on the movie title. These are garbage, right? They are the same data repeated twice, so of no use to us. Hence, these are removed. So after this removal, there is only 4917 records. Previously, it was this many records. So now is this many rows in that dataset. Next thing was done on the missing values. So in this chart, I have pointed out all the missing values in the important columns. As you can see, the actor or actresses column, main actor like actor one in this particular data set, has seven movies where main actor or actor one is not present. And all those movies are documentary, so it's okay that they didn't have it. Maybe on some animals movie or some space movie, so it can may not have actors. 102 movies didn't had any director specified, and some movies had missing values in language and duration. A lot of movies didn't had budget or gross specified, so yeah, that is a point to be noted. And all the movies had IMDb rating and their genre specified. Okay, now since budget and gross are two important columns for our analysis, we cannot impute garbage value like average in them, because it can be a misleading, right? So that's why I thought of dropping them for our better analysis. So after all this dropping and all, I am left with 3787 records, which is good to go for the next analysis. And lastly, there are some columns that are not needed for this particular project, at least, like Facebook post likes, country, color, plot keyword, links. These are unnecessary again for this particular project. Plot keyword is a very important column for mm movie recommendation and all. Facebook like post is very useful for sentiment analysis and all. So these are important, but not for particular for this particular case study. Okay, so I have to remove them because they are of no use to us. So after all these removals, I am left with this many columns and 3787 rows. And yeah, this is all this sheet has all the analysis that was done. All the formulas are also here, so you can find out that in this sheet. Okay, so first thing that I did was to to point out the top 250 IMDb movies, and this rating is based on weighted rating. It is present over in the IMDb site. As you can see, the Shawshank Redemption is right at the top. It's for a quite long time it is there, right? It's a really good movie. The other movies include the Godfather, The Dark Knight, Pulp Fiction, Inception, Fight Club, Forrest Gump. So many good movies, Interstellar as well. Okay, so this particular solution 2 sheet has all the 250 IMDb movies, high rated movies listed. Okay, the next thing I did was on profit. This particular column was not there, profit column was not there in the data set, so I created it by subtracting budget from gross, and depending on that, after sorting, I found out that Avatar is the movie that has highest profit among all. Okay, and other movies like Titanic, The Avengers, Lion King, Deadpool, The Dark Knight, all these movies are also in the top 10 movies that are most profitable. Okay, I also plot this budget and gross so that I can find out the trend of it. And as you can see, it is sorted. Okay, so Avatar is at right at the top, and yeah, it goes like this, and the trend line is shown in this blue straight line. Okay, okay, this is the primary analysis that was done. Next was the big task like genre analysis, budget analysis, language analysis, director analysis, and budget analysis. Okay, those are to be done now. So in this data, this is my updated data, right? So you can see in this genre column, the the genres are combined actually. Like Avatar is having combination of action, adventures, fantasy, science fiction, and so on. So most of the movies have combination of genres. So I did two types of analysis where both combination and individual analysis on the genres is done. Okay, so in this particular chart, you can see drama alone is in 152 movies. This combination of comedy, drama, romance, this is in 149 movies out of all these, and the combination of action, adventure, and science fiction is in 45 movies. Okay, uh, this combination of comedy, crime, and horror, it's a rare combination, right? It is present in only one movie. These are all movies that are very like documentary what is a rare combination. Okay, so these movies are having only one movie in this list. All right, then the descriptive analysis on the genres was done. This is based on each particular genres. This was done using pivot table. So mean, median, mode, mean, max, and variance and standard deviation, all these things are listed out here. And as you can see, movies like biography, documentary, history, and war is having good average rating. Okay, say above 7. They have mean is also quite good, and max is quite high as well. They have variance very less, which means that their movie those movies are, those have less spread in them, right? So quite predictable in terms of how they are rated. So somewhere around, if it is 7 is their mean, their rating could be somewhere around between 5 and 8. Okay, this can be their range. Now, the movies like family, fantasy, music, or science fiction, these movies are having high variance. That means that they are rated randomly. Some movies are very high rated, some movies are very less rated. Okay, and these movies mean you can see it here. 1.6 is their okay. I'll go back again. Yeah, so you can see they are having low as 1.6 and high as 8.5. Now, the other movies like comedy, drama, thriller, those are somewhat less rated, and again those are somewhere in the middle of them. Now, one more analysis that was found out is that median is greater than mean in all these movie genres. You can see that, which means that the data set is left skewed based on the genres. All right, and in this chart, from this chart, we can derive that of all genres, biographies, historical, and war movies are better than any other in terms of getting good ratings. Okay. Now, This analysis is done to tell you which movies is much more in this data set, and as you can see, drama is 21% in this data set. 16% is comedy, 12% is thriller, romance and action shares by 10%, science fiction and all are here. And in this chart, it is shown the distribution of average rating, where you can see documentary or biography are having above 7, horror movies has less than 6. Okay, the next analysis is done on duration. And yeah, duration is an important factor for deciding how interesting it will be for the users to to keep their interest going on. Right, so mean of the duration is 109, like 1 hour and 40 minutes. Median mode is also similar, and standard deviation is also shown in this chart. And this is a scatter plot, as it was specified by the client to be over there for the analysis. It is found that the high density is between IMDb rating of 5 and 8, and duration between 90 minutes and 180 or 200 minutes. So this is the highest density in this dataset. Most movies fall under this particular range, or yeah, range. Also, this is another analysis that I did apart from the requirements. This is a combination chart where average rating is plotted along with the movie count. As you can see, up to 2 hours of mark, there is so many movies, and they have average rating of 6.4. This side and this side, the movie counts lessens, but as the movie progresses, as the movie is more lengthy, the rating is higher, and this side the rating is a little lower. Now, the next analysis was done on language, and this is the chart for that, descriptive analysis for that. And you can see that movies like Hindi and Italian movies are having high variance, and movies like French, German, these are having low variance. English is having so many movies. I will come back to that in the next chart. Now, in this for this particular one, I will just wanted to show that mean of the movie ratings based on languages. Okay, so that was the descriptive analysis on the language and IMDb rating. Now comes how is the distribution of them. Okay, so English is 97% in this dataset, English movies. The rest is distributed like this, where French movies is 37 in number, then is Spanish movies, and Hindi movies are there in 10. 10 movies are there in Hindi, right? And in this particular chart, this column chart, the highest rating among the movies is shown, not based on how much movies are there, but based on what is the average rating. So Telugu movie, there is only one Telugu movie in this particular data set, and it has a rating of 8.4. Okay, you can understand which movie it is, right? And the other movies are here as well. So this particular is not based on how, or it is not filtered out on how many movies are there in this language. It is just how much rated it is by the users. Okay. Okay, I'll move on to the director analysis. So in this chart, the percentile score is analyzed so that I can understand that which director are how far from other directors. Okay, this yellow colored directors, these are the directors who have made less movies but have good rating. Okay, as you can see, Tony Kaye, Charlie Chaplin, all these persons in yellow. Rajamouli is also here. So they are having a rating of very high, like 8.6 or average rating. I am saying about, and their percentile score is 99.2, right? So that means 99% of other directors are below them in terms of average rating. Okay, the directors in green color, they have made more than 5 movies, and they are also part of this particular chart. And Christopher Nolan is one director who is in both of them, like he is in the top 10 as well, and he has good rating as well, and he has made more than 5 movies as well, right? So this is something that you can find out from this descriptive analysis, and like mostly from the percentile analysis. Now something more is done on this. In this chart you can see that which directors have made how many movies in this line chart, line graph, through red color. And this column chart is based on what is the rating, average rating of them. Now, why directors is important factor for rating? Because it's because that if you like a movie by Christopher Nolan, uh, if a new movie comes of him, you will likely to watch that, right? And you will rate it high as well, right? Like when Oppenheimer came, many people wanted to see it, even if it didn't had any spicy thing, like it didn't had any action or comedy or drama. It didn't had those things, but it had the director, or even also Cillian Murphy was there. So yeah, it is based on directors or actors, right? So it is also highly rated because of them, I think. Okay, the next analysis that was done on budget, and as a client asked, find out the I have found out the correlation between budget and gross, and it is 0.2 to 3, which tells you that there is not a huge dependency between these two, right? It means that if the movie has good budget, it will have good gross also, right? If it is a low budget, it can have very high gross as well. So this correlation tells you that there is not huge dependency between these two columns. Okay, there is some uh, you know uh, not, it is not clear how this is related. Now something else was done on this to let you know what is the distribution of rating with respect to budget. And for that I used percentile for them to create these ranges, because it was a little hectic for creating the ranges. So this is like till 1 percentile of range. Like, so 1 percentile means here the movies which is between the ranges, which is having 1% of ranges, 1% of budget below them, right? So they comes in above 1% of data set, rows in this data set, right? So they are having a average rating of around 6.5 and 7. And movies with very high budget, right, they have 99% of movies are below these movies in terms of budget. So these movies are highly rated. So it forms a beautiful curve which says that movies with low budget can have good ratings as well as the high budget movies. Movies in between are a little low in terms of average rating, maybe because there is so many movies in that budget range. But yeah, this range is having low average IMDb rating. As you can see, till 50% it is 6.29. So that's quite low. Now another thing that I actually told you lastly, that on that correlation, that there is not huge correlation. If it is a low budget movie, it cannot guarantee that it will be not having high income. It can have. So for that I have used this percentage hike in gross. Okay, it is done by dividing gross by budget and multiplying by 100. So I can find it in percentages. So Paranormal Activity is a movie that has got the highest hike among all the movies, and it has a hike of 7,19,000 hike in terms of gross with respect to budget. Okay, and I don't know if you knew this thing. I also knew this for the first time here. The Tarnison is built on 208 US dollars, and it is having a hike of 2,71,000. So yeah, there are some movies which are in low budget but can have high income. So again, it points out that there is not much dependency between budget and gross. Okay, so with that, all the analysis that was required to be done is completed, and the result of this project is I have learned so many new things through this one, like on Excel some new functions I have learned some better ways to create charts, to create interactive charts, and more descriptive charts, I can say. Like I have for the first time I have learned how to create a combined chart in this particular project, through this particular project, I can say, right? So yeah, this project was very interesting and helpful as well for my own learnings also, and I gathered knowledge about percentile function as well. So all these analyses and data sets, the charts, all these are present in this particular Excel sheet, Excel file, and you can find that through this link. And yeah, that's all for this video. I hope it was a good insight about this IMDb movies. I hope it was helpful for you, and it was interesting as well. So yeah, thank you for staying this late, and I hope you liked it. Thank you.